Hello, good day. You're welcome to Content Creation Masterclass, and it's an amazing one for you to be here. Today, we'll be looking at the first module in our content scheme. Do well to listen, pay attention, get your biros and pen because it promises to be great. Today, we'll be looking at the introduction to content creation. Content creation is simply the process of identifying a new topic you want to write about, deciding which form you want the content to take, formalizing your strategy, and then actually producing it. Let me say it again. Content creation is the process you identify a new topic you want to write about, you decide which form you want the content to take, and you formalize using your strategy and then actually producing it. So what this simply means is that you might have different kind of thoughts, you may have different kind of things you like to talk about. The process for you to identify what you want to talk about is the first step. The next thing is that what format do you want to use? Is it an audio format? Is it a video format? Is it a written format? That is an amazing one. And the next one is looking for a strategic way and then producing it, which makes it your what? Content creation. An individual who creates content is actually known as a what? Content creator. A lot of people don't know the difference between a content creator and a content writer. A content creator is simply one that produces entertaining or educational materials to be expressed through any medium or channel. But a content writer focuses on writing alone. A content creator can be in charge of videos, is still in charge of writing, is still in charge of graphics, but a content writer simply stays on writing. So now you've known the difference between a content creator and a content writer. At the end of this class, you should be able to know which one do you want. Now let's move over to another thing. Have you heard about content sourcing before? When you hear sourcing, what comes to your mind? The ability for you to look out for channels in which you can reach out to all the content that you want to talk about. So the ability for you to, is it from newspapers, is it from what you see online or wherever you get it? That's the ability for you to what? Know the kind of content you like to reach out to. There are various types of content. Sit still. I hope you're still learning. The various type of content that we have are: number one, audio content. When we look at audio content, it simply means a published material that is usually consumed during listening. It can be a podcast, it can be an audiobook, just like what you're listening to now. This is an example of an audio content. So how do you really engage your viewers? How do you engage your audience on the kind of audio content you like? The first thing is that you ensure that this audio content is of high quality. That means the way people will listen to you, the way people will hear what you're saying, they will be forced to believe you. That is what it's an audio content. If you've ever been to Lagos market, you'll find out that every seller has his own way of attracting people. Buy yo, one, take 10, take one, take 10. Do you understand that kind of thing? So that's what an audio content usually does. The next thing is by organizing seminars, by offline or online. You can host a podcast. That's why most content creators, they actually have to take along the public speaking masterclass, which will make them efficient in their audio content. The next thing, you can create audiobooks, you can create video advertisements. Of course, now you know about audio content. It is mostly done by what? Listening. So whatever it is when we're seeing virtually, as far we're using our sense organ, which is our ear, to listen to it, that is what an audio content. Let me take you along with the visual content. A visual content is simply a type of content that is what? In a pictorial format. Like they said, visual. A saying goes thus: whatever is what you can see is whatever you can believe. So a visual content is simply a kind of content that is in its pictorial format or an image-based concept. Examples include pictures, diagram, charts, infographics, slides, And you need a visual content because it is an attention grabber. That's what a lot of people do not know. It increases engagement either offline or online. It aids communication in a very fast format. And I told you before, seeing is what? Believing. Another thing is that it aids understanding. Let's move over to written content. Of course, you must have seen various people writing and you're wondering, what are they up to? Every time she's talking about health, every time she's talking about things that are trending. Let's look at what a written content is. A written content is simply a kind of content that contain words, letter, symbols, either written with pen, paper, or similar implements. It is always what? Written with what? Pen, paper, or simpler implements. So examples of a written content, you can see various Facebook posts, Instagram, they mostly write there, or you see mostly video content, but whenever they are backing up their video content, they usually use a written write-up. So you see on LinkedIn, you see Twitters, those are examples of a written content. You can also see ebooks, articles, scripts, your newspapers, they make use of what? Written content. You need a written content to build your brand awareness. You need a written content to increase your audience. You need a written content to cause more traffic and to gain more income. Like this, at the end of this class, you should be able to differentiate between the various types of content and create an example, which is your assignment. The next thing is a videographic content. In this kind of content, you'll find out that it is a computer technology based, in the sense that you are generating pictures, charts, videos, and it is usually accompanied with and what? Audio. And there are various applications that can help you do video content, just as your Legend, just as your InShot, your KineMaster, your Filmora Go, your Viva videos. These are various things that can help you to create your what? Video content. Now let's look at sources of content. Like I told you before, content can be sourced through looking out for what is available and using it to create an amazing thing that will reach out to your audience. So you can get it from social media followers, you can get it from your blog comments, you can get it from how when you conduct interviews, competitors, websites, you can get it from recent events, you can get it from your product reviews or newspaper publications. Let's look over to the next thing. What are various attention grabbing headline examples for your social media platform? Now let's look at this. The first one is, if you start a write-up with, I had 3 carryovers, you see that everybody will be like, hey, how come? How did she go about it? When at that point in time, you are trying to write about what made you to have the carryover, how you overcame the carryover, and an advice to the younger generation or whosoever you're talking to. If you look at topics like the richest boy in the world, people like to know who exactly is the richest boy in the world. People like to know who and where does he stay, how did it come about. That is an attention grabbing headline for you. So you must learn to have attention grabbing headline before you create amazing content. But you must note that not all content needs an headline. As we move on, you get to understand. You must also note that content with visuals get 94% more total. Visual content gets 40% more presentable, and an average person reads only 20% of a regular page. And you must know that 80% people retain what they see via content. 20 people read via content, and you must know that 10% people retain what they hear via your content. How are you going to be an effective content creator? The first thing is that you must have a catchy headline. But like I told you before, not all content requires what? An headline. But whatever you're writing as your first paragraph must be very attractive. You must research. You must have a unique voice. Let people know you for this. Let people know you for that. Then ensure that you always edit your work. If you are not good at editing your work, you must reach out to those who are able to edit it for you. The next thing is focus on a single purpose. Focus on a single purpose. Don't just do things the way you think they should be done. Focus on something and give out. You're starting with the beginning, the middle, and then the end. The next thing is must solve a problem, and it must be an attention grabber. Let's look at the next point. How are you going to be consistent in creating content? The first one is that you need to plan your content. You need to plan your content in advance. Do you know that? The next thing is that you need to create a template, that means like a content calendar. The next one is you need to use tools like askthepublic.com. The next thing is that you need to avoid distraction. Celebrate others. You can use Google speech to text if you don't like writing. These are ways that can enable you to be consistent in creating content. And note that you must always read others' content. See, sometimes when you read others' content, it will enable you to create your own content. Let's move on. What are the things you need to do and know before you post your content? What are the things you need to avoid before you post your content? And what are the things you need to know and you must do before you post your content? Let's look at the first one. You need to pour out your mind when creating content. Enough of let it be in my head. I'm going to do it how I want. And you need to attach photos or videos while creating your content so that you to be attractive for people. Another thing is avoid plagiarism. Stop copying others. If eventually you like that content and you want to copy someone, you must ensure that you write whosoever or acknowledge whosoever has written that content. The next thing is that do not use short words. Use stuffs like, instead of you to write YOU, you are using just you. Instead of you to write WHY, you are just using Y. No. It will not make your content attractive. Another thing is that you need to be consistent in creating content. You need to learn from others. You must have a content topic. Your message must not be too complicated. And you must use punctuations. You know where to put full stop. You know where to put your comma. You know where to put your semicolon. And you must engage your audience. Engaging your audience, for example, if I comment on your post, you must do well to tell me, thank you, God bless you, or wow, I love your view about this. And the next one is you must make use of what? Paragraphs. These are effective ways for you to post your content and the things you must know what to do. I'm glad you're gaining value. Let's look at the last one as we end today's module of content creation masterclass. How do you create a list of topic used in your content creation? You must have been wondering, how do I create all the list of topics I want to talk about? The first thing is that you need to create a weekly, a daily, or a monthly series. For example, on Monday you can say Monday motivates. You talk about something that has motivated you. Tuesday teaches. You can decide to talk about a popular person. Wednesday awakes. Trigger people's emotion. Thursday you can decide to do your throwback. Friday, you can decide to do Friday things. Think about something creative. Ask your audience, what do you like? Saturday says, you can decide to talk about something very useful. Then Sunday, you can talk about what your pastor preached in the church. These are interesting ways to create content. Yours might just be 3 times a week, depending on what is available for you, but you must ensure that you create content at least 3 to 4 times in a week. The next thing is that you can host an Ask Me Anything section. Hosting an Ask Me Anything section enables you to get feedback from your audience on what they really want you to talk about. The next thing is that you can team up with a media influencer, like someone who is doing perfectly fine in that field. You can decide to sign up for their classes, you can decide to collaborate with them, you can decide to help them out so that you can gain enough knowledge. Then the next thing is you need to do a live video so that people can really see who is talking to me. Do you understand? The next thing, you can celebrate international days such as the International Day of the Boy Child. You can share your stories, you can tap into trending topic with caution, and you can share a secret, ask your followers for advice. You can celebrate others, you can engage in a volunteering experience, and you can share your personal experience, challenges, and how you overcame. What are the importance of creating content? Number one, you see that it builds trust. It builds recognition. It helps SEOs, that's your different kind of people, your search engine optimization, who will learn that at the end of this module, it will create leads and it will establish your expertise. See, these are the amazing importance of content creation. Like I said, the importance of content creation: number one, it will build trust, it will bring you about your brand recognition, it will help your search engine optimization, that is your SEO, it will create leads, it will establish your expertise. I'm sure you've learned a lot today in Content Creation Masterclass Module 1. Do well to do your assignments as given and be the best as always. I hope to see you create content that captivates. Thank you so much.